A lot of middle-aged women reach out to Silver Fern brand to ask them if their gut health could be causing them to suddenly have an outbreak in acne. Hi, my name is Phil and I'm with Silver Fern brand. The obvious answer to this is yes. The gut-skin axis is real. If you have an unhealthy gut, it for sure can manifest in skin issues, for sure. But I immediately then also ask them about their liver health, okay? So let me explain why. If you have a sluggish or unhealthy liver, as may be demonstrated by elevated liver enzymes, you have poor cholesterol triglyceride levels, you have fatty liver issues, you're not converting T4 to T3, you have hormone imbalances, you're having cortisol issues, you have insulin resistance issues. These are all signs that you may have an unhealthy liver. An unhealthy liver that is sluggish, that is not clearing out hormones, cortisol, toxins, fat, everything else that's not healthy is going to recirculate toxins and hormones and everything else. And that process can absolutely result in a person having acne, particularly in women in their middle ages, okay? So if a person, particularly women, if they show signs of having an unhealthy liver and they're having an outbreak in acne and they're not demonstrating or showing a lot of gut health issues, I usually go and pivot, immediately go to the liver, okay? So yes, as a gut health company, we obviously work a lot on gut health. And a person can have, in many instances, a person has poor gut health and poor liver health, because if a person has an unhealthy gut, you're going to get leaky gut, you're going to get a translocation of pathogens to the liver is going to become inflamed and it's going to have issues. There you go, bam, bam, bam. That's the process, okay? So can a person have both? Yes. But sometimes people need to just address the liver. If they have all of these signs they're having poor liver health and then they suddenly have an outbreak of acne, I strongly suggest liver complex. Let me explain. So as a lot of things with Silver Fern brand, we don't go we don't go halfway on anything. I go pretty aggressive. We went with 4 clinically studied ingredients for the liver at the clinical doses because we wanted to assist with all 3 stages of detoxification. We wanted to support the liver in the correct way. We wanted to make sure, for example, let me give it this way. If the liver is healthy, it's clearing hormones, which is super important for hormone balance. It is clearing cortisol for all of you people that are worried about not only too much cortisol, but too little cortisol. Be mindful, if you had cortisol levels that have been elevated for too long, it's going to affect the HPA axis. That causes low cortisol, okay? So is the liver key to cortisol clearance? Yes. Is the liver key to clearing fat and toxins and everything else that can accumulate and result in a skin outbreak? The answer is yes. So we went aggressive with the product, but we also just didn't stop with a liver cleanup. Most of the people that reach out to us with liver issues have fatty liver issues. They have elevated liver enzymes. They have insulin sensitivity issues. They have cholesterol triglyceride issues. They have MTHFR issues, so they're not methylating well. They're not clearing histamine. They have a lot of issues, and the liver complex was formulated assuming that we need to do a lot. Okay, so for example, the bergavit ingredient in the liver complex significantly helps reduce unhealthy cholesterol levels, your LDL levels, by 30%. It significantly increases HDL levels by 27%, significantly reduces your triglyceride levels by 39%. This is all over about a 4 to 6 month period. The Altalix significantly improves insulin sensitivity by about 43.1%, I think, in 6 months. We didn't just go light. We went with the Silphos milk thistle. The Silphos milk thistle has between a 3 to 4% higher absorption rate of the milk thistle in the liver, as demonstrated in clinical studies. Obviously, all of this is used in clinical doses because people that reach out to us, they don't just say, hey, I'm having a skin outbreak. They're also being like, I can't lose weight. Metabolism products don't work for me. Hey, your stress complex isn't doing anything. My cortisol continues to stay high. There's your sign you have a liver problem, by the way. So we went all out with liver complex. We hope you love it. I love it. I'm super excited about it. I pair it with metabolism because the liver's also key to making metabolism products work. I'll explain why. If you have a clogged liver, you are more likely it is a significant variable in the cause for insulin resistance. Not the only cause, but it is a big cause. And a healthy liver usually manifests in insulin sensitivity. So be mindful, when we did liver complex, we meant it to be paired with damn near everything. Gut protocols, mood products, metabolic programs, everything, okay? But specific to those of you that may be having an outbreak of acne in your middle ages, was it formulated to help with that problem? If the cause is associated with the liver, the answer to that is yes. Here's my suggested dosing. If you know my personality, and I say this a lot, but I mean it, I like to go big. One of the reasons that Silver Fern brand is doing I would say is successful right now is because we're doing stuff to actually help people. We're building products and programs because we want to see people get better. I like outcomes. I like favorable results and effects. So with liver complex, if I may, I would load it for 3 months. I would double the dose for 3 months. This is totally safe, by the way. And then I go down to a maintenance dose. This will give you a big pop, meaning it'll give you some significant liver support in that first 3 months, and then you can drop down to a maintenance dose. Works really well. Once again, we go clinical on everything. We hope you love it as much as we do. Bye.